Have you ever sat quietly, maybe in your favorite chair by the window, just watching the world go by, and thought to yourself, how long do I really have left? Not in a fearful way. Not with panic in your heart, but more like a gentle wondering, a curiosity, a feeling deep in your chest that asks, how much more of this beautiful, complicated, messy life do I get to experience? And if you've ever asked yourself that question, I want you to know, you're not alone. In fact, it's one of the most natural things in the world, because once you've passed 65, you've already been through so much. You've loved and lost. You've laughed until your sides hurt. You've worked, you've given, you've made mistakes, and learned from them. You've survived things others might not have. You've carried the weight of others on your shoulders. You've witnessed the world change around you in ways younger folks couldn't imagine. And now, in this chapter of life, this quieter, slower, but no less meaningful chapter, you find yourself thinking, how much time do I really have left to live well? And how can I make sure that time is long and full? See, most people think their life expectancy is already written in stone by the time they reach retirement. They say things like, my dad died at 72, so that's probably my number. Or, my grandma lived to 98, maybe I got lucky too. But science, and your own body, are saying something else entirely. Believe it or not, your body is constantly giving you clues about how long you might actually live, not guesses. Not vague feelings, but real, physical signs that quietly whisper, here's how you're really doing. Here's what's going on inside. Today, I want to share something powerful with you. There are 8 hidden signs, simple things in your body, that can actually reveal your real life expectancy, not the number printed on a chart or guessed by a computer, but what your heart, your muscles, your brain, and your nervous system are actually telling us about how long you may have left to live, and more importantly, how good those years might be. This isn't to scare you. This is to empower you, because when we pay attention to these signs, we don't just get a glimpse of the future, we get a chance to change it. To make it better. To make it longer. To give ourselves the gift of more time, more moments with the people we love. More laughter. More peace. So grab a cup of tea. Settle in. We're just 2 old friends here, talking heart to heart, and I promise you this will be one of the most important conversations we've ever had. Let's begin with something so simple. You might have never given it a second thought, but it turns out, your grip might be one of the strongest signs of how long you'll live. I'm serious. Your grip, the strength of your hand. There's an incredible study that was published in The Lancet, one of the most respected medical journals in the world. They looked at over 140,000 people, across 17 countries, and they discovered that grip strength was a more accurate predictor of early death than blood pressure. That's a big deal, because what does grip strength really tell us? It's not just about opening jars or carrying grocery bags. Grip strength reflects your overall muscle health, your nervous system function, and your cardiovascular strength. When your grip gets weaker, it can be a quiet signal that your body is losing muscle mass, that your coordination is slipping, or that your heart isn't pumping quite as strongly as it once did. Now, I don't want you to worry if your grip isn't what it used to be. This isn't about perfection, this is about awareness. You can check your grip strength in a simple way at home. Pick up a bathroom scale. Squeeze it with one hand as hard as you can. Men should aim for about 66 pounds of force, women, around 44 pounds. But listen, friend. Even if you're not close to that number, don't get discouraged, because grip strength is something you can improve with simple exercises. Squeezing a stress ball. Using resistance bands. Picking up light weights. You don't need a gym. You don't need a trainer, just consistency, and the belief that you still have strength to build, and that belief. That's powerful, because every pound of strength you regain is a signal to your body, and to life itself, that you're not done yet. Now let's move from your hands to your feet. Or more specifically, to the way you walk. You've probably noticed over the years that your pace has changed. Maybe you don't stride quite as quickly as you used to. Maybe you pause before climbing stairs. Maybe you take smaller steps without even realizing it. Well, scientists have been watching this too, and they've found that your walking speed is actually one of the clearest indicators of how long you might live. Researchers at the University of Pittsburgh discovered that people who walk faster, especially in their senior years, tend to live longer. They studied thousands of adults over age 65 and found something amazing. For every small increase in walking speed, their life expectancy went up. Specifically, every 0.1 meter per second faster in your natural walking pace was associated with a 12% lower risk of death. Why? Because walking speed reflects the health of so many systems at once: your muscles, your bones, your balance, your lungs, your heart, even your brain. So if you've noticed that your steps have gotten slower, that's a message from your body. It's saying, hey, something needs your attention. But here's the hope in all this: you can change it, just by adding more movement to your day. Start small. Walk to the mailbox and back. Then around the block. Then 2 blocks. If it hurts, rest. If you're out of breath, pause. But don't give up, because every step you take is a message back to your body that says, I'm still going. I'm still here. And your body will listen. Now I want you to imagine this next one. You're sitting in a soft chair. Comfortable. Relaxed. Now try to stand up, without using your hands. Can you do it easily? Or do you have to push off with your arms? That movement, standing up from a seated position without help, is a major predictor of longevity. Doctors call this a sit-to-stand test, and what it reveals is more than just leg strength. It tells us about balance, core stability, coordination, all of which become more important as we get older. In Brazil, researchers developed something called the sitting rising test. They asked people to sit down on the floor, then rise back up, using as little support as possible. People who could do it without help had significantly lower risks of death over the next 6 years. Now I know, we're not all sitting on floors at our age, and you shouldn't push your body to do something uncomfortable or unsafe, but just pay attention to the little things. Do you need both hands to get up from a chair? Do your knees wobble? Does your core feel weak? These are quiet whispers from your body, inviting you to strengthen the parts that matter most. You can do it with chair exercises, standing and sitting repeatedly, 10 times a day, leg lifts while seated. Light balance practice near a wall. It doesn't take a lot. But it does take you believing that change is possible. At any age, let me tell you something surprising. Your sense of smell could also be a clue to how long you'll live. I know that one sounds strange, but several studies, including one from the University of Chicago, found that people who lose their sense of smell in older age have a higher risk of death in the following years. It's not because smell itself is magic. It's because your sense of smell is directly linked to your brain function. When your brain starts to decline, through diseases like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, smell is often one of the first senses to fade. So if you've noticed that food doesn't taste quite the same, or that you don't notice flowers or spices or perfume the way you used to, don't ignore that. It might be your body's way of asking for help. But again, there's hope here, keeping your brain active through puzzles, conversations, music, even learning something new, can keep those neural pathways strong. Your nose might be whispering to you, but your actions can speak louder. Let's pause here, just for a moment, take a deep breath in, and let yourself feel what it means to listen to your body in this way. Respect the quiet signals it's sending you. Know that you still have power. Still have choice. Still have time. We've covered 4 of the 8 hidden signs today. Each one is a thread in the fabric of your life story, telling you what's strong, what's slipping, and what can still grow. When you're ready, I'll be here to share the next 4 with you, because your story isn't over, not even close, and I'm honored to walk beside you through every chapter still to come. Let's pick up right where we left off. We've already talked about 4 powerful, hidden signs your body uses to whisper clues about your true life expectancy, your grip strength, your walking speed, your ability to rise from a chair, and even your sense of smell. Each one, a quiet signal, each one, telling a piece of the story of your health, your vitality, and your future. Now, let's uncover 4 more. These next ones might surprise you even more, because they don't always show up in the ways you'd expect, but they are just as important, if not more so. And the next one is something that too many people overlook, but it might be the most important of all. It's your mood. Your emotional health, yes, really, how you feel on the inside, your sense of joy, of hope, of connection, is deeply linked to how long and how well you live. In fact, researchers from the University College London conducted a study on over 9,000 people. They found that older adults who reported feeling happy, content, or satisfied with life had a 35% lower risk of death over the next 5 years. Now think about that. That means your joy, your laughter, your sense of purpose, it's not just nice to have. It's life extending. But if we're being honest, aging isn't always joyful, is it? We lose people. We face health scares. We feel isolated sometimes. We watch the world move faster and faster, while we slow down, and it's easy to start believing the lie that we don't matter as much anymore. But that's simply not true. You still matter, you still have purpose, you still have more to give, and more to receive. So if you've been feeling a little down lately, if your smile doesn't come as easily as it used to, I want you to hear me. It's okay to feel that way. But it's not where you have to stay. There are things you can do. Little things. Daily things, calling a friend just to say hello, taking 5 minutes each morning to write down 3 things you're grateful for, getting outside for even a short walk and letting the sunlight touch your face. These things aren't small, they are medicine. They are signals to your brain and your body that life is still beautiful, still worth living, still full of possibility. And that brings us to the next sign your body is showing you. How will you sleep? Now, sleep can be a frustrating thing after 65. Can't it? You wake up more often, you toss and turn, you might fall asleep in the middle of the afternoon but lie wide awake at 2 o'clock in the morning, and after a while, you start to think that's just how it is. But here's what most people don't realize: your sleep, especially deep, uninterrupted sleep, is directly tied to how long you live. Sleep affects your immune system, your memory, your blood pressure, your weight, and even your heart. Harvard researchers found that people over 65 who consistently got poor sleep had a significantly higher risk of cardiovascular disease and cognitive decline. But the good news is that sleep is one of the most changeable habits we have. You can improve your sleep quality. Starting tonight, here are a few simple tips. Keep a regular bedtime. Even on weekends, avoid screens for at least an hour before sleep. Keep your room cool, quiet, and dark. And here's a trick you might not have heard. Soak your feet in warm water for 10 to 15 minutes before bed. It relaxes the nervous system and can help you fall asleep more easily. Also, don't be afraid to talk to your doctor. Sometimes poor sleep is linked to something else, like sleep apnea, medication side effects, or even vitamin deficiencies. You deserve good sleep, my friend. Deep, healing, restful sleep, because your body needs that time to repair, to recharge, to protect you from illness. Don't accept bad sleep as your new normal. You're worth more than that. Now, this next sign might be a little uncomfortable to talk about, but I promise you, it's important. It's about your bowel movements. Yes, we're going there because your digestive system tells you more about your health than almost any other system in your body. Your gut is like a second brain. It produces neurotransmitters, supports your immune system, and controls inflammation. And when your digestion is off, it can signal a whole range of problems, from dehydration and diet issues to more serious concerns like colon disease or even cancers. Here's the key thing to watch: chronic constipation. If you're going more than 3 days without a bowel movement, or you constantly feel bloated, strained, or uncomfortable, your body is trying to tell you something. A massive study published in the journal Alimentary Pharmacology and Therapeutics found that people over 65 who suffered from chronic constipation had higher risks of complications, hospitalizations, and even earlier mortality. But again, there's so much you can do to turn this around. Start by increasing fiber. That means more fruits, vegetables, oats, and whole grains. Drink more water. Most seniors are dehydrated without even knowing it, and move more. Even light daily walking stimulates digestion. You can also try probiotic-rich foods like yogurt or kefir to restore good bacteria in your gut. And please, don't suffer in silence. If you've had ongoing digestive issues, talk to someone. You're not being dramatic. You're being wise. You're listening to your body. Finally, let's talk about one of the most hidden, but most powerful, signs of all: your social connection. I want you to think about your life right now. How many people do you talk to each day? How many of those conversations feel warm, meaningful, or kind? How often do you laugh with someone? Or sit with someone in silence, just enjoying the moment? Because here's the truth: loneliness is deadly. A report from the National Institute on Aging found that social isolation in older adults is linked to a 50% increased risk of dementia, a 29% increased risk of heart disease, and a 32% increased risk of stroke. That's staggering. But what's more heartbreaking is how common loneliness has become, even surrounded by family. So many older adults feel invisible, forgotten, left behind. I want you to know, you are not forgotten, and it's never too late to reach out. Call your sister. Text your neighbor. Join a book club. Volunteer at your local church or food pantry. Connection doesn't have to be complicated. Even sharing this video with someone and saying, "I thought of you," is a step toward warmth and togetherness, because we are meant to live in community. We are meant to be seen, and heard, and held. You still have so much love left to give, and there are people who need what only you can offer. So now, as we bring this chapter to a close, let's take a breath and remember, you've just learned 8 hidden signs that reveal your body's message about how long and how well you might live: grip strength, walking speed, rising from a chair, sense of smell, mood and emotional health, sleep quality, digestive regularity, and social connection. None of these are tests to pass or fail. They are invitations to listen, to care, to act, to believe that your life is still worth protecting, still worth investing in. When you're ready, I'll be right here with chapter 3. And in that final part, we'll take everything we've learned and turn it into action. Simple, doable, loving steps you can start today, because your next years can be your best years, and I'm walking every step of the way with you. Let's take a deep breath together. You've made it this far, and I want to pause and truly acknowledge you. You've listened. You've reflected. You've looked at your life, not with fear, but with courage that takes strength. Real strength. And now, in this final chapter, it's time to bring it all together, because what good is knowledge if we don't turn it into action? So let's shift from asking, "How long will I live?" to a more beautiful question: how can I live fully, right now? You see, life expectancy is not just about numbers on a chart. It's not just about statistics or risk factors. It's about possibility. It's about what's still ahead of you, what you still want to feel, experience, share, and give. And here's the beautiful part: you can influence your own life expectancy, starting today, by taking gentle, consistent steps that care for your whole self, your body, your mind, your spirit, your relationships. Let's walk through those together, one by one. First, your body. Now, we already talked about physical signs like walking speed, grip strength, and digestion, but now, let's ask, what daily habits can you start or strengthen that truly honor your body? The answer isn't a fancy gym membership or a strict diet. It's about small movements. Every day, try standing up and sitting down from a chair 10 times. Twice a day, walk around your home during commercial breaks. Stretch in the morning with your arms overhead and a gentle twist. Dance in the kitchen. Sweep the porch. Tend your plants. These aren't just chores. They're acts of self-love. And when it comes to what you eat, think colorful. Fill your plate with colors from nature. Greens, oranges, reds, purples. Drink more water. Start your morning with a big glass, and sip throughout the day. Swap one processed food a day for something fresh and whole. And most of all, listen to how your body feels afterward. Let your body guide you. It's wiser than you think. Next, let's talk about your mind. A sharp, curious mind is one of the strongest predictors of a long, meaningful life. But here's the truth: your brain needs exercise just like your muscles do. So make learning part of your daily routine. That could be reading a book, watching a documentary, doing a puzzle, or even learning a new hobby. Try brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Or taking a different route on your walk. Or memorizing a poem, a scripture, or a favorite song lyric. These tiny changes create new neural pathways. They keep your brain flexible, alert, and growing. And don't forget to rest your mind, too. If you've been carrying worry, stress, or anxiety, take just 5 minutes a day to sit in silence. Breathe slowly, close your eyes, picture a place that brings you peace. You're allowed to pause. You're allowed to let go of the noise. You don't have to carry everything. Now, your spirit. This one is tender because our spirit is that quiet part of us that often gets overlooked, but your spirit is what gives your days meaning. And the beautiful thing about nurturing your spirit is that it looks different for everyone. For you, it might be prayer. Or reading scripture. Or sitting in nature and feeling the breeze. It might be lighting a candle and whispering a memory of someone you love. It might be writing in a journal, or simply whispering thank you at the start and end of each day. What matters is not how you do it, but that you do it. You are not just a body to maintain, you are a soul to be nourished. Your peace, your joy, your sense of connection to something bigger than yourself, that's not extra. That's essential. And finally, your relationships. If you remember nothing else from this entire video, please remember this: you were never meant to do life alone. The people in your life, your family, your friends, your neighbors, even the stranger at the grocery store, they are part of your story, and you are part of theirs. So take the risk, send the text, make the call, say, I love you. Say, I forgive you. Say, I miss you. Or even just say, hi, I was thinking of you. Those small words open doors to healing, connection, and love. And if you feel like you don't have anyone right now, I want you to know, it's never too late to build new connections. Join a group. Volunteer. Visit your local library or senior center. Even just going to the same coffee shop each morning and saying hello to the person behind the counter, that counts. You matter, you belong, and there are people out there who would be so lucky to know you. So here we are. You've learned about 8 hidden signs that reveal your body's message about life expectancy. You've explored your habits, your health, your heart, and now, you're ready. Ready to take action, not with fear, but with love, because living longer isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. And here's the most important thing I'll say today: it's never too late to get stronger. To heal. To grow. To change. To forgive. To connect. To begin again. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not forgotten. You are here, breathing, listening, still capable of wonder, still worthy of joy. And as long as you're here, your story isn't over. So let today be your turning point. Let it be the day you choose to listen to your body, to take small, loving steps toward health, to reach out, to care for your spirit, and to believe in your future. And if you ever forget how strong you are, come back and listen again, because I'll be right here, reminding you, you are loved, you are needed, and your best days, they might still be ahead. Take good care of yourself, my friend. I'm proud of you always.